Hi everyone, welcome to the world of GK. Today I am going to give you an introduction to the Constitution of India. Let's start. An introduction to the Constitution of India. India, also known as Bharat, is a union of states. India is a union of states. It is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic with a parliamentary system of government. Here, sovereignty means the independent authority of a state. India is an independent state, and socialism means everyone in society equally owns the factors of production. So India is a sovereign and socialist country. It is secular and democratic country also. What do you mean by secular? Secular means it does not separate religion and state. That means India gives equal importance to all the religion. And democratic country is a state in which both human and political rights are well respected. So, our country gives respect to the human and political rights of its citizens. So, we can say India is a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic country. And it's a republic with a parliamentary system of government. Republic means a state which has an elected or nominated president. Our president is elected. If the president of a country is elected either directly or indirectly by the people of the country, we can call it as a republic. So India is a republic with a parliamentary system of government. What do you mean by parliamentary system of government? It means democratic form of government in which the party with the greatest representation in the parliament forms the government. Its leader becomes the prime minister. So, the party with the greatest representation, they can form the government and its leader becomes the prime minister. Which is federal in structure with unitary features. Federal system means dividing up power between central government and state governments. So our country is a federal in structure with unitary features. It is a union of states, but it is federal in structure. Hence it divides its power between the state and the central, between the state government and the center government. The Constitution of India was framed by the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly was set up in November 1946. So, our Constitution was framed by the Constituent Assembly and it was set up in November 1946. Its first meeting was attended by 207 members. The first meeting of Constituent Assembly was attended by 207 members. The first person who addressed the assembly was Acharya J.B. Kripalani. Acharya J.B. Kripalani was the first person who addressed the assembly. Dr. Sachidananda Sinha was the temporary chairman of Constituent Assembly. So, they elected a temporary chairman. On the first day, it was Dr. Sachidananda Sinha because he was the oldest person in the Constituent Assembly. The constitutional head of the executive of the Union is President. Our President is the constitutional head of the executive of the Union. As per Article 79 of the Constitution of India, the Council of the Parliament of the Union consists of President and 2 houses. According to the Article 79, our Constitution of India, the Council of the Parliament consists of President and 2 houses. The 2 houses are Council of States and House of the People. Council of States, we know, it is called Rajya Sabha, and the House of the People is known as Lok Sabha. Article 79 of the Constitution provides that there shall be a Council of Ministers with the Prime Minister as its head to aid and advise the President. According to Article 74, it states that there will be a Council of Ministers with the Prime Minister as its head. So, there will be a Council of Ministers and its head is Prime Minister to aid and advise the President. So, there will be a Council of Ministers and Prime Minister as its head to aid and advise the President. Constituent Assembly was set up in 1946 under the provisions of Cabinet Mission. We have already seen that Constituent Assembly was set up in November 1946. That came under the provisions of Cabinet Mission. President of Constituent Assembly, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he was a permanent President of Constituent Assembly. He was elected on 11th December 1946. On 11th December 1946, Dr. Rajendra Prasad elected as the President of Constituent Assembly. Vice Presidents, there were 2 Vice Presidents. They are H.C. Mukherjee and V.T. Krishnamachari. Secretary was H.V.R. Iyengar, Constitutional Advisor B.N. Rao. Draft prepared by B.N. Rao and Chief Draftman S.N. Mukherjee. The Secretary of the Constituent Assembly was H.V.R. Iyengar and the Constitutional Advisor was B.N. Rao. And he is a person who prepared the draft. Chief Draftman S.N. Mukherjee. Total strength of the Constituent Assembly fixed by the Cabinet Mission was 389. Cabinet Mission fixed the strength of Constituent Assembly as 389. Out of this, 292 from Governors Provinces of British India, 4 from Chief Commissioners Provinces and 93 from Indian Princely States. So, out of these 389 members, 292 from Governors Provinces of British India and 4 from Chief Commissioners Provinces and 93 from Indian Princely States. Total elected members in the Constituent Assembly is 296. There were 296 members. They are elected members. There were 17 women members in the Constituent Assembly. So, total elected members were 296 and women members were 17. Constitution of India was adopted on 26th November 1949 and the Constitution of India came into being on 26th January 1950. So, our Constitution was adopted on 26th November 1949 and the Constitution of India came into being on 26th January 1950. Means India became Republic on 26th January 1950. Constituent Assembly was divided into several committees. Out of them, 8 were major committees and others were minor committees. There were several committees in the Constituent Assembly, and out of them 8 were major committees and others were minor committees. Most important committee, Drafting Committee. Drafting Committee was the most important committee in the Constituent Assembly, and Drafting Committee appointed on 29th August 1947. Drafting Committee was appointed on 29th August 1947, and the chairman was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. B.R. Ambedkar is known as the father of our constitution. Now let's see the members of Drafting Committee. There were 7 members in the Drafting Committee. They were, first one, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He was the chairman of Drafting Committee. Second, K.M. Munshi. Third, Muhammad Sadullah. Fourth, Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer. Fifth, N. Gopalaswamy Iyengar. Sixth, D.P. Khaitan, who died in 1948 and was replaced by T.T. Krishnamachari. And seventh, B.L. Mittal, who was replaced by Madhav Rao because of ill health. Out of the 7 members, D.P. Khaitan and B.L. Mittal, they were replaced by T.T. Krishnamachari and Madhav Rao respectively. The original constitution consists of 395 articles, 8 schedules and 22 parts. In the original constitution, there were 395 articles, 8 schedules and 22 parts. The present constitution consists of as many as 465 articles, 12 schedules and 25 parts. Okay, in the original constitution, it consists of 395 articles, 8 schedules and 22 parts, but the present constitution consists of approximately 465 articles, 12 schedules and 25 parts. That is, 465 is an approximate number, because the number of articles keep on varying in accordance with the new amendment. Important committees in the Constituent Assembly. Committee, Drafting Committee, Chairman was B.R. Ambedkar. Second, Committee on the Rules of Procedure, Rajendra Prasad. Third, Steering Committee, Chairman was Rajendra Prasad. Finance and Staff Committee, Rajendra Prasad. Credential Committee, Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer. House Committee, B. Pattabi Sitharamaiah. Order of Business Committee, K.M. Munshi. Ad hoc Committee on National Flag, Rajendra Prasad. Committee on Functions of Constituent Assembly, G.V. Mavalankar. Committee on Fundamental Rights and Minorities, Vallabhbhai Patel. Fundamental Rights Subcommittee, J.B. Kripalani. Minorities Subcommittee, H.C. Mukherjee. Union Powers Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru. Union Constitution Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru. Drafting Committee, the chairman was B.R. Ambedkar, and the Committee on the Rules of the Procedure, Steering Committee, Finance and Staff Committee, and Ad hoc Committee on National Flag. Ad hoc Committee means the committee formed for a special purpose. So, this committee was formed for the development of national flag, and Rajendra Prasad was the chairman of these 4 committees. And fifth one, Credential Committee. Chairman was Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer. 6th, House Committee, B. Pattabi Sridharamayya. 7th, Order of Business Committee, K. M. Munshi. 8th, we have already seen. 9th, Committee on Functions of Constituent Assembly, G. V. Mavalangar. G. V. Mavalangar was the first Lok Sabha Speaker. 10th, Committee on Fundamental Rights and Minorities, Vallabhbhai Patel is known as the Iron Man of India. Fundamental Rights Subcommittee, Chairman was J.B. Kripalani. 12th, Minority Subcommittee, Chairman H.C. Mukherjee. 13th, Union Powers Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru. And 14th, Union Constitution Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru. So Jawaharlal Nehru was the chairman for both Union Power Committee and Union Constitution Committee. The Constituent Assembly took 2 years, 11 months and 17 days for framing our Constitution. The total duration was approximately 2 years, 11 months and 17 days. It held 11 sessions in 165 days. There were 11 sessions in 165 days. The final session of the Constituent Assembly was held on 24th January 1950. The final session of the Constituent Assembly was held on 24th January 1950. That was 2 days before our Republic Day. The total expenditure for making the Constitution, 64 lakh. The total expenditure was 64 lakh for making our Constitution. That's all about the introduction of Constitution. Hope you understood the lesson. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.